All right, well, now we come to the part of the show where I'm going to take even more of a back seat than I usually do. This is now Howard's show. He's our Silent Hill enthusiast here. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to the Silent Hill 2 remake. Howard, take it away. I know it's hard. It's hard to talk about, but you got to do it for the content. The sweet, sweet content.
For the third time in a row, I'm gonna say, guys, that game looks like trash. This looks awful. Silent Hill 2 is getting remade. A game that doesn't need a remake. It just needs to be ported.
Mm-hmm. Ported well.
Ported well, because it got ported once, and it was bad. They just need to do it again. If a SpongeBob game can get it, Silent Hill can. But no, they're going to remake Silent Hill 2 as part of this big initiative to bring Silent Hill back. But they gave it a blooper team. A studio who's bad. They've never made a good game. Come at me. Oh, Layers of Fear. No, Layers of Fear is bad. Observer's bad. Blair Witch is bad. The Medium's bad. Everything they make, it's bad. Layers of Fear 2, it's bad. It's all bad. They're bad at making video games. They're bad at making plots. They're bad at everything. And you're going to give them Silent Hill 2? Did you get born with a ball-peen hammer lodged into your brain cavity? Like, what did you do? Why would you think that? Why would you think that? So, okay, we're already starting off on the wrong foot. You guys were like, I'm going to dislike your video because I disagree with you. Okay, fine. I understand. People have opinions. But here's the thing. With every trailer, I'm getting proved more and more correct. Okay? More and more correct because they released the full trailer. It shows a lot of gameplay now. And you know what? They even went out of their way. This showed the abstract daddy boss from Silent Hill 2. None of you people know what the abstract daddy boss is because you all didn't play Silent Hill 2.
I don't know what the abstract daddy boss
That's
is.
the first boss fight in the game.
Okay.
You see that if the game is 6 hours, you see that at the 2-hour mark. No one knows the abstract daddy boss because no one's played the game. I know the abstract daddy boss because I think the story around that boss is actually very heartbreaking and the character that surrounds it, okay? They made it Resident Evil Remake gameplay.
Which we kind of figured they were going to do from the start.
They were going to make it, but I was going to think in my head. So the whole point of Silent Hill 2, the plot, is James, a regular guy, gets a letter from his dead wife saying, come to Silent Hill. So he goes to Silent Hill and basically, faces the monsters. He is a regular guy. He is a regular guy. I'm going to say this. So the combat in the game was made intentionally janky and hard to play. A, to make every fight a fight-and-flight response. B, to incentivize you to avoid the monsters, right? Because as the game establishes, we don't actually know if these monsters are real people, figments of your imagination, animals. We don't know. And third, it's meant to be jank because he's a regular guy. So the trailer comes out, this new one, he's doing combat dodges. He's a guy.
Howard, are you trying to tell me you can't perform a perfect combat dodge?
Not to like Nemesis or something.
Okay.
I'm no Jill Valentine. I'm no Leon S. Kennedy. They literally just took the RE remake gameplay. We're like, and I've seen interviews where they just straight up said like, we took complaints about the game where they said the combat's bad and we fixed it. First of all, nothing in the Silent Hill game 2 needed fixing. Nothing needed fixing. It was all intentional. It's meant to be clunky. It's meant to be jank. It all has a design and artistic purpose. And you go, what if we just made it Resident Evil Remake? It's just a gameplay. You haven't even played it. What if it does control? You missed the point. You're given a gun. You're shooting everything. The whole point of the game is that literally the best ending is if you don't kill people. If you just run away from the monsters. You can play the whole game without killing a monster other than like bosses. It's like the Dishonored, Dishonored ending, right?
Yeah.
Only there's like 5 of them instead of like the 2 or 3 in Dishonored. It's literally like that. But no, the game's like, look at these guns, look at this gameplay that every single horror game has been using. Dead Space, 3 Resident Evil remakes, Alan Wake 2, Alone in the Dark. They're all using the same gameplay, which has all been taken from Resident Evil 4, which, guess what else used Resident Evil 4's gameplay that it invented for horror games? Dead Space, the whole trilogy, the original one, The Evil Within.
Mm-hmm.
The mocap looks bad because they mocapped all the cutscenes, which it doesn't look bad in like a bad sense. It's supposed to be stilted like Twin Peaks because Silent Hill was inspired by shoving American horror artsy-fartsy aesthetics, taking that and then shoving Japanese horror into it in order to create something palatable for the Americans. So they used Twin Peaks as a basis for their style of writing for horror. So everyone's supposed to be awkward, everything's supposed to be stilted, everything's supposed to be like you're peering into like you're watching Twin Peaks. But it's just mid-actors with very stilted mocap that's not artistically intentional, it's just bad mocapping. It's bad. It's bad.
It's okay.
It's bad.
It's okay. You don't have to play it when it comes out.
And it's a
don't have to play
$70 PlayStation exclusive with pre-order bonuses, so you can dress up James in like weird quirky outfits.
Okay, but like that's in every single game.
But this one just straight up spoils the UFO ending because they keep advertising the UFO ending, which was meant as a gag you were supposed to find.
All right, that's pretty bad.
Like literally, you can wear the Sheba head. It's like, what? It's supposed to be scary the first time you play it. You're not. And like, there's also, they redesigned Laura, which if you don't know, in Silent Hill 2, one of the people that James meets is this woman named Laura. She is a prostitute. But however, she looks exactly like James's dead wife. Wait, hold on, was it Laura? Maria, that's her name, Maria. Right? Because his wife's named Mary, and this is this woman named Maria. And this, spoiler alert, sorry, but Maria is a figment in James's imagination of his hypersexualization to his dead wife that he can't bang because his wife was dying. So she's supposed to look like a prostitute because it's something that he is projecting because he's a misogynist. And they covered her up. Like, she doesn't even look like a prostitute. I understand her design was dated back then because she has like the cheetah print skirt, but like she just kind of looks like Ada. Like she's wearing the same thing Ada wore in the Resident Evil 2 remake. So that idea of visually identifying this character is now gone, which I had someone explain to me on Twitter. It's not because of censorship. So if you start saying censorship, I'm just straight up banning you. It's because they're being it's most likely a team of like 80% dudes that are being like watching their footing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Which I'm gonna say this. Why would you watch your footing on one of the like an incredibly dark themed game where the whole point is you figure out the main character is a hunk of garbage and you, the player, are the judge of his actions? Pyramid Head is literally James projecting a need for judgment upon himself because he knows he's a bad person. Why would you walk on eggshells for something this narratively dark? For something that's based on Twin Peaks of all things? It's bad. It's bad. Why can't people remake games that are actually not good? Why do they have to remake games that didn't need a remake?
I don't know how. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not happy.
I know. It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
It's not because the game hasn't been canceled. And there's more Silent Hill games.
I know. Maybe those will be okay.
Who knows? One's in feudal Japan.
I know.
Which doesn't make sense.
I know.
Because the whole point is putting Japanese horror and American horror. Doesn't make sense.